Hi everyone, welcome back to ITA. I hope you're doing well. Today our concept video is about logical operators. So we talked about comparison operators last week where we were able to compare two different variables. But with logical operators, you can use those comparison operators to make larger, more complex comparisons, and you can compare more than two items at once. So some logical operators that we have is and, or, and not. So the and means that both conditions are true. So if you have x and y, in order for that to be true as a whole, x and y both have to be true. And then we have or, which means that one condition is true. So if you have x or y, that means only one has to be true in order for that statement to return true. And then we have the not, which basically means the condition is not true. For an example of using and, let's say we have a program that determines if a student can graduate or not, and the requirement for graduation is that the student has to have a GPA higher than a 2.0, and that the student has to have completed 120 modules by the time of graduation. So you could make these into two if statements, but with logical operators, we can shorten that down and use a lot less code than using two if statements. So using our logical operators, we can do if GPA is greater than 2.0 and total modules is greater than 120, print you graduated. So that compares your GPA and the total modules you've completed. And then the example of an or, let's say we have a program that determines if you can take AP Calc or not, and the requirement for being eligible for taking AP Calc is that you have to have earned a 3.0 in pre-calc or an algebra trig. So once again, you could do this using two if statements, which would make your code a lot longer and more confusing to look at. And with logical operators, you can reduce the numbers of lines that you have. So we can do if pre-calc grade is greater than or equal to 3.0, or algebra trig grade is greater than or equal to 3.0, print you're eligible to take AP Calc. So for this one, you compare your grade from, you compare the grade from pre-calc and the grade from algebra trig, and if one of those holds true, then you can take AP Calc. And then the example of a not operator would be, let's say if a school wants to send a warning email to those students who are not eligible to graduate, similar to our scenario from our and example. The requirement is that the student has to have a GPA higher than 2.0 and must have completed 120 modules. So again, with this one, you can use multiple if statements, but we're going to use logical operators to reduce the number of code that we're going to write. So for this one, we can do if not GPA is greater than 2.0 and total modules is greater than 120, print you're not eligible to graduate. So that means both of them are not true. So that's why it's printing you're not eligible to graduate. So those are the three logical operators that we're going to talk about. I hope you guys got a good understanding of that. If you're confused, come to office hours and I can try to explain it better for y'all. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching.